Spanish lives. Es muy importante. All right. So, clase. Lo siento. It's early. It's the day after Christmas. I'm just not working right today. Lo siento. Okay. So, all the verbs are conjugated based on these subject pronouns, and they have 6 possible forms. All of the verbs we're going to learn. Okay? So, we need to make sure we remember this. If you don't remember this, flip back in your notes, refresh your memory. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to show you the new way. We've already done ser. We're going to learn a new set, but we still use this basis for how we form our verbs, okay? We're going to use this setup. Okay. The conjugations of AR verbs are. Now, first of all, before you write this down, I mean, you can go ahead and write the blank chart, but with ser, we had to memorize all the forms. That's not going to be the case with every AR verb. There's not going to be a different set for every AR verb. The great thing is that you're going to memorize one set of forms that you can apply to almost all AR verbs. Okay? What's going to happen is we're going to cut off part of the ending and we're going to add the new ending. Okay? I'm going to show you here what the endings will be. And then on the next page, we'll go over all of the steps to conjugate a verb. Okay? So, the yo form. This may look familiar to you. Our yo forms are going to end in O. Can anyone think of an example of a verb conjugated that has an O at the end? Necesito. Did anyone get that? Necesito. I need. What about tengo? I have. Anything else you remember? No? That's good. That's good. If we were going to say I organize, organizo. Okay. All right, 2 forms. AS. 2 forms of AR verbs. And again, this is for AR verbs. Are going to end in AS, like necesitas. You need. Necesitas. El, ella, usted ends in A. If you remember necesita, he needs, she needs. That's where that came from. Nosotros. Amos. Amos. Vosotros. Ais. Ais. Ellos, ellas, ustedes. An. O, as, a. Amos, ais, an. Now, like I said, we're going to apply some steps, and we're going to utilize these endings in those steps. So, make sure you have this down. If you need to pause, pause, and then replay. Here we go. So, how do you conjugate a regular AR verb? And I have regular there because, like I said, there are some exceptions. Not every single verb that ends in AR will conjugate like this, but almost all of them. Okay? So, my question is, I want to know what the yo form of lavar is. What is the yo form of lavar? How do we say, I wash? Because lavar is to wash. How do we say, I wash? All right. Step 1. We need to cut off the AR. We're going to cut off the AR from lavar. And what's left is called the stem of the verb. So, for example, if our verb is lavar, I cut off the AR and I'm left with lav. Lav. Okay? So the stem of lavar is lav. Step 2, figure out what form you need. Well, this is pretty obvious. We want the yo form, right? It would get harder if I said, how do you say Juan and Pedro wash? Because then we'd have to think, okay, Juan and Pedro, what box are we in? Okay, this is pretty obvious. We're in the yo box. So, we figure out what form we need and what box that puts us in. You will be in the yo box because we are looking for the yo form. And step 3, add the conjugation to the end of the stem. So, we found an O. That's our conjugation. That's in that box. We add it to the end of the stem, which was lavar. So any ideas what we'll end up with? Did you get lavo? Yay! Ole, muy bien. All right, so we have lav plus O gives us lavo. Remember, this was our yo ending, okay? This is what we add after we cut things off, okay? So, the yo form of lavar, lavo. So, couple of practice ones here, and do write these down. So, we're going to ask ourselves, what is the nosotros form of bilar? Step 1. What's step 1? Anyone remember? We have to cut off the AR, right. So we end up with bile. Okay, bile. Step 2. What's step 2? Step 2 is to figure out what box we need, right? Okay, so let's go back to our chart. We're in the nosotros box here. And let's see if we can cut this. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. What is going on? Sorry. Pen's not working very well. Lo siento. Bear with me. Sorry. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Sorry about that. Everyone good? All right, still with me? Okay, here we go. So, what box does that put us in? It puts us up here with the amos. So we add amos to the end of bilar, and we end up with bailamos. Did you get bailamos? Muy bien. All right, next one. What is the ustedes form of cuidar? Okay? Step 1 is what? Cut off the AR. So, we get quid, right? Once we cut off the AR, quid. Alright, we need to figure out what box we're in. Alright, that puts us in the bottom right box, which our ending is on. So we get quidon. Simple enough? Last one. What is the L form of estudiar? Well, estudiar, our first step is to what? Cut off. See? Cut off. So we have estudi. And then what box are we in with L? Bottom left. We add an A. Estudia. He studies. He studies. Okay? And that is it. That is how you conjugate a regular AR verb. Do we have any questions right now? Preguntas? No? Let's just try a couple more practice ones. I'm just going to write some up here. So, ella tomar. And let's paste our... Ella tomar. We have tom plus ella, toma. See? Numero dos. Try it a little bit more challenging. How about we organize? We organize. We got to think back. How do we say to organize? Anyone remember? It's a cognate. Organizar. See? All right. So we're going to be working with the verb organizar. Organizar. So step one. Organize, right? Because we cut off the AR. And then we. Where does that put us on our chart? Nosotros. See? It puts us up here. Nosotros is we. So we add amos. Organizamos is we organize. How about you? What was on the last list? Let's see. You wash. You wash. Look back in your notes. See if you can find it. Lavar. So, we end up with lav, right? We cut off the AR. And then you. What box does that put us in? 2. See? So we end up with lavas. And let's do one more. Let's see. How about Raul y Pepe watch. Okay, so now we need to think about to watch. To watch TV, what was that? Mirar, right? Mirar is the verb. So our stem is going to be mir. Mir. And then Raul and Pepe, what box does that put us in? Did you get the Eos box? Because it's they, it's a group of boys. Muy bien. So we're going to add an. Miran. And then we would say Raul y Pepe miran. Raul y Pepe watch. All right. Tonight your homework will be practice conjugating. It is in your workbook. All right. And I believe that's all. Adios. Hasta luego.